Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is M.Pd from English Education 4th semester. So today I'm going to talk about top tips for successful presentation. Okay, this presentation will deal with 3 main points. The first one is introduction. The second is how to make a good presentation. And the third is how to give a good presentation. So this is for introduction. Making a good presentation starts with crafting the content. No matter how compelling your message is, if you don't get it out of your brain and onto the screen in a simple way, you'll be met with a sea of a blank face. So, where to begin? Okay, how to make a good presentation? The first one is create an easy to follow structure. When it comes to what you have to say, break it down into 3 simple sections. Your presentation needs an introduction, body, and conclusion. A compelling introduction. Your introduction needs to briefly sum up what you're going to talk about and why it's useful or relevant to your audience. And over a body of evidence. The body of your presentation is where you hit them with the facts, quotes, and evidence to back up your main points. Third is sum up with key takeaways. The conclusion is where you look back to your original statement and give the audience some key takeaways on how they can put into practice what they've learned. And no more than 10 slides in total. Who wants to sit through page and page of slides? No one but who? By keeping your slide tab to 10 slides, even if your presentation is 30 minutes long, you'll give the audience a chance to digest the on-screen message in line with your talk. Using concept maps before structuring your slides can help keep to the point. And the second is limit the amount of copy on each slide. Less really is more, especially when it comes to making a good presentation. Too much text and the audience will just be reading the screen instead of looking at you and feeling the emotional impact of your message. No more than 6 words per slide. Marketing king Seth Godin says we should have just 6 words per slide. That's not a lot of copy. Choose your words carefully and rewrite until you've got it just right. And think bite-sized information. We call ourselves biteable a reason. Studies have shown that information is retained better when it's broken down into bite-sized chunks. Video is a great way to learn, and research suggests it's 95% more compelling than text. And the third is be savvy with design details. A good design can make or break a presentation. If you haven't got the budget for a designer, tools such as Figma or Canva will help you make great slides and pixels or unsplash over stunning royalty-free image. You can use colors sparingly. Bright colors can dazzle, but too many can be off-putting. Use the colors most relevant to your message. We recommend sticking with 1 or 2 not counting black and white, for a palette so it has a consistent look and feel. The second is be consistent with your phone. Consistent design makes you look more professional. Don't switch between caps and lowercase, Times New Roman and Comic Sans, or 8 and 30-point text size. Stick with one font and one size throughout. You can vary the emphasis with your words letter, but keep your own screen text uniform for a more cohesive message. And the last one is format the perfection. A wonky line on a slide or a badly pixelated graphic will put some people off, as it will look like you haven't tried very hard, or worse, that you just aren't very good. Make sure your text is aligned and neat, like in the example below. And the fourth is polish several times. Just like some well-worn shoes, a good presentation often needs a few rounds of dusting before it's all shiny and sparkly. The first one is start messy. Don't be afraid to start messy. Using a non-linear writing tool like Melanote allows you to explore and outline your initial ideas in a flexible way before you even open up PowerPoint or Keynote. Arrange your ideas side by side and discover new connections that you didn't see before. And edit rigorously. At first, you may have a hug amount of information and will wonder how you're ever going to get it down to 6 words per slide. That's okay. Keep editing rigorously until you've pared your message down to the bare essentials. And get someone else to look at it. A fresh pair of eyes can work miracles when it comes to refining your presentation. Get a trust mentor or colleague to review your work. If you don't know anyone who can help, an online writing assistant like ProWriting Aid or Grammarly can help you without a lot of problems. Okay, this is the part of how to give a good presentation. How you deliver your slide is as important as their content and design. Here are some quick points to help you get your message across with impact. The first one is have a strong opening. How you start and finish your presentation will make all the difference. Audience usually make up their minds about someone in the first 7 seconds, so make those first moments count. Be different. You're doing a presentation about saving tree frogs in Costa Rica. You open with an amusing story about one that escaped on a bunch of bananas to the UK. A story like this is different and unexpected for your audience, so sit up and take notice. Ask a question. Rhetorical questions are a great way to frame a topic and introduce ideas. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied?" And tailor it to your audience. How much do you know about your audience? The more you know, the better. Especially if you know their likes and dislikes. Inserting a relevant metaphor or popular culture reference, Oprah Winfrey Stanford Common Summer Asrori spoke to the graduates about her lessons learned and how they were entering the classroom of life. Okay, the second is be genuine. Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." A lack of authenticity will be spurred a mile away. Whatever you're saying, speak from the heart and don't try to impress. There's no need to prove yourself. just to get the point across as you see? After all, that's why you're there, and you can do more than that. Use humor. Humor can be great for giving a presentation, but cut it out if it feels like a stretch. Telling a humorous story can break down any barriers, make you more likable, and make your message more memorable, and people are surprisingly generous with laughter. But the faintest wave of desperation will kill a funny vibe. And don't be afraid to mess up. The fear of making a mistake can make you inordinately nervous. Relax. Even the best speakers mess up or have bad luck. Theresa May, ex-Prime Minister of England, once stumbled and coughed her way through a presentation, with someone even handing her a resignation letter. She battled through like a pro, though, and simply acknowledged it and moved on. No big deal. And open up and be vulnerable. Brent Brown, a research host presentation, have amassed over 10 million views, says that sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is just show up. This means speaking your truth and daring to feel a little uncomfortable as you share a meaningful story. It will connect your audience to you like never before. And the third is have a plan for a smooth delivery. With all the prep you're doing on the content and design of your presentation, it can be easy to overlook other variables that are within your control for a stress-free delivery. Have a practice run-through. There's nothing like reading it out loud to ensure your message makes sense before you actually deliver it. Try recording your presentation or video. This way you'll be able to review with an accurate eye and notice whether your speech matches up with your slides. It'll also help you sort out your runtime. The second is use a remote. A clicker or remote will help you face the audience and not have to keep turning back to your laptop. So, our public speaker Gar Reynolds says, a remote is essential in order to pause and advance your presentation so you have time to be spontaneous and control the flow of your delivery. The third is, you must have backup material. Not everything you say is going to resonate with your audience. It's best to be flexible enough to change the game as when needed. Steve Jobs had standby anecdotes prepared to fill time when the technology he was using to give the presentation failed. Preparing for every eventuality will help soothe your nerves and allow you to feel more in control. And the last one is you use a timer. When you get into the flow of your message, it's easy to go off on a tangent or even spend too long on audience question. Put your phone on airplane mode and set the stopwatch just as you begin speaking. A quick glance down at the table during a pause will allow you to make sure you're not going over time. And the fourth is to conclude, focus on audience value. You're coming to the end of your presentation. How will you wrap it up in a way that will be everlasting in their memories? The experts recommend you focus on the feeling you want the audience to take home. The first one will leave your audience with an emotional impression. They might forget what you said, but they'll never forget the way they made you feel, said poet Maya Angelou. By leaving them with an emotional impression from a piece of video with moving music to a line from a song or poem, you'll strike that resonant chord and end on a high. And the second is use a pause for key takeaways. When the audience to remember something specific, say it slowly and leave a pause at the end. The silence will emphasize what you said and make it meaningful. And the third is make your core message sing. A call to action is the best way to wrap up your presentation with strength and impact. What do you want next? What do you want your audience to do next? Tony Robbins tells a great story at the end of this presentation, moving his audience emotionally toward change. And you have to make your next presentation shine with one of these templates. You've learned from the pros and now you're all set to nail your next presentation. Make it one to remember with these high quality video presentation templates. Okay, I think it's enough for this presentation. I would like to thank all of you for taking time to listen to my presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.